Well, kia ora and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Harcourt's Holmwood auction rooms. My name is Daniel Pengelly and I'm going to be one of your auctioneers today. I'll be accompanied by Bridget Andrews to my left just over here, and we'll be looking after you. We're also accompanied by our Managing Director, Tony Jenkins, who I just saw disappear out the door, and we've got CEO Kyle Sutherland. You'll also be, he's called Tony too around the office, that's why I said that. And to my right here, I've got Luke Jensen, he's our trading manager, and we've got our auction manager, Hadrian Broadbelt, to my left. Now, the reason I point us all out is that as we progress through today's auctions, if you have any questions, please wave one of the team over. We are here to assist you and to answer questions. Now, I'd just like to take a moment to acknowledge our owners in the room. Thank you so much for your efforts over the last 2 months. I understand selling properties, there's a lot to it. Thank you for cleaning things, tidying things, hiding things in cupboards before open homes. I appreciate all of that effort, and mostly thank you for choosing to work alongside our award-winning team here at Harcourt's Holmwood. Now, your agents throughout the campaigns will have made all of the relevant paperwork and documentation available to you throughout the 3 weeks. That's the LIM, the title, and the contract from which we work, as approved by the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand and the Auckland District Law Society. Now, to the auction itself today, there are a few rules that we run our auctions to make sure we're all on the same playing field. Your bidding today is cash and unconditional. That makes you the best buyers that our owners want to work with first. Now, our properties are being offered for sale subject to a reserve price. What that means, if the top accepted bid matches or betters that reserve, then you'll be purchasing the property. Now, as auctioneers, Bridget and I may nominate the sums in which we raise the bidding. We also may refuse any bid if we do not deem it in the best interest of our owners. Now, in the unlikely absence of bidding, we may choose to place a bid on behalf of our owners. Now, if we do this, we will clearly label it to you as a vendor bid, and we'll only do this under that reserve price that I just mentioned. Now, I do note we've got a few agents in the room. Their job here is to assist buyers along with the purchase today. As auctioneers, we will endeavour to point them out as soon as we notice them getting into the fray, so you know who's involved. And please note we've cited all the relevant paperwork for them to do so appropriately. Now, one thing that people don't know about selling by auction is that our owners have the right to withdraw their property from sale at any point. So that's up to and even during the auction. The key thing when this comes into play really is when if we pause with the top bidder, we might jump in one of those rooms to have a conversation, in which case we may reach an agreement in that room and they may withdraw and sell it to that person without coming back out here and offering you the chance to bid again. So my best advice is simply hold the top bid, and you're either buying it or you're the first person that we're talking to. Does that make sense? Yep, wonderful. Very good. If there's any confusion, if 2 or 3 of you go at once, I'll simply take the first one that I notice, or if needed, I'm going to revert to the last undisputed bid and we'll resume the auction from there. But the thing that you really care about, when you hold that top bid and you see me lift the hammer and knock it down, you're going to join our agents to sort 3 things quite promptly. 1, you'll sign that memorandum of contract and acknowledge you've received the approved REA guide. 2, you'll make the payment of your 10% deposit. And finally, you'll complete the GST information in Schedule 3. And then it's all done and you're just waiting for settlement day for the keys to be handed over. Now, also, just before I jump into our first item of the day, I'd just like to point out Lynn Cawthorne up the front. Lynn, give us a wave. This lady manages the biggest property management company in New Zealand. They look after rentals. They help advise people on where to buy rentals, what to do with them. If you're thinking about buying a rental, or you might have a rental that needs looking after, please come and grab Lynn this morning. I think she's pretty good for a coffee and a muffin, her shout. So even if you'd just like some information and a free coffee and a good chat with a nice person, please come and chat to her. Now, our first property in the catalogue this morning, 8 Compton Street in Woolston, brought to the market by Alan Skehill and Reuben Bishop. Reuben at the back there, already in the fray, working there. Good luck to you, Reuben. Good luck to our owner here this morning. The property itself formally described as an estate in freehold, sitting on 607 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Alan and Reuben have provided to you over the last 3 weeks. Settlement is proposed for Wednesday, the 23rd of April 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing already with our owner. Now, I take it that you have read and understood further terms of the contract, 23 through to 25. You bid, you buy on that basis here today. And that list of chattels, that remains unchanged. Now, this property itself, there has been a wonderful renovation done throughout. I noticed that the property, for me, I'm thinking families when I went there. I noticed it was fully fenced, and I'm thinking, well, if a family moves into this, all the work's pretty much done for you. You can just move in, relax with the new carpet, the painting throughout. I noticed how sizable that living area was, nice open plan. You've got 3 good-sized bedrooms there. I think when I've had enough of the kids, I've got the tannery not too far away to pop off and relax. And for me, the main thing here is that incredible conservatory out front. Now, to me, conservatory sort of feels like my grandparents. It feels a bit old, but the older I get, the more I get into houseplants, and I want places to keep my babies alive. And the second thing about it is that they had the bar in there. And I thought, this has completely transformed this conservatory. This is going to be where I'm going to be having my mates over, where I'm going to be partying late into the evening once the children are in bed, or perhaps before the children have even entered the scene. So the thing you really care about, though, is where do we start the auction? Where do we get things underway? I'm happy to start on a vendor bid at $450,000. It's a very exciting number in Woolston, and my suggestion from here is $20,000. 475, welcome in, working with Karen and Murray there from our Wigram office. Good luck to you at 475, moving in 25s. Perhaps people want to match that and take us to 500. And 25 too, working with Christine Flynn there. Good luck to you too, team, at 500,000. And I come back to you, is it 525? 515. A little bit early for 15s. Would you work with me at 20? Yeah. Excellent, at 520. Right, team. Is it another 20 or is it 25? And 540, without hesitation, at 540, wonderful family home here at 540. 20 is my suggestion for 60. 555. You really want those 15s, don't you? You do seem like a lovely person, so I'll work with you at 15. At 555, offer you the same. 565. No, it's once again too early for 10s. Would you match the 15? 565. Oh, she's determined, putting me in my place. Very good. Well, you're the one who needs to buy it at 565. What's the retort? I'd say stay strong on those 15s. You seemed excited about the 15s before. 575. Excellent. 575. 585. 580. A little bit early for 5s. Give me the 10. 580. I'm going to respectfully decline. Give you time to consider it. 575. 575 with you. We're going to be talking and getting you a house unless I see further bidding at 575. 585. Wonderful. I think you talked to Christine there and took some great advice. That's why you have an agent beside you at 585. 590. Bidding on yourself. I will take the 5 because I'm impressed that you're doing it on yourself and getting to that 15. At 590, I'd be going to 600. That's my suggestion. Often banks impose round numbers, so they might stop there. 595. I did take the 5 from them, so I do have to take it from you too. All right, at 595. I don't think it's going to buy it for you, but it gets you in the front at 595. Is there 600,000? First call then at 595. 600. There it is. She got there first. I don't want this happening when it's talking about the keys though. At 600. First call then at 600, 5,000's my suggestion. I'll let you know, Christine. You'll hear it very loudly from my mouth. At 500,000, 600,000, sorry. Oh, a new bidder into the race. Where was it? Can I identify man in the high vis? Very good. At 605. Very good. Sitting on your hands, sir, letting them do the work, sweeping in there at the end. It's a good move. At 605. First call then. 610's my suggestion. 610, absolutely. That's the attitude, and you're going to get a property today if you carry on like that. At 610. Is it 615, sir? First call at 610,000. Second? 612. Yep, I'll work with you in two at 612. Now we're in front here. 614 is my next suggestion. 620 would be stronger at 612. First call. Second time. 13, a little bit early for one, sir. I'd go to 615. I'd be strong here. They're still in it. They're still competing. You need to put them off. At 612. First call at 612. Second. Third time. 614. There it is. Nice and strong. 614. Do you want to go the one now, sir, at 615? 615 here. 615 at the back. Rest assured, when you get competition, what it means is you're buying well. It's desirable property. At 615. First call. Second. Third. Final time. If I see no further bidding, I'm pausing here and we're having a conversation. I'm seeing the conversation. Right, and 660. 616. All right, it's here. What's the retort, the response? For 1,717 is my suggestion. First call then. We do have other auctions to call today, so I'll be pausing in a moment. Second. Third time at $616,000 and 17. 17 here against you at 617. Thank you so much, Simon. The owner's happy. I'm selling away at 617 unless I see further bidding. Christine, you heard it. We're on the market. First call then. 500, absolutely, and the half. 617 the half. I'm selling it over here now. Unless I see a further bid for even for 500. Once. Twice. 618.5. So popping on 1,000. Yeah. 618 the half. You've come with the attitude that tells me you're leaving with the house today, so I'm glad you did that. At 618 the half. Sell it away here now. Happy to do another 500. I would be getting to 620 though. I'll be putting this to bed. First call at 618, $500. And 20. Strong, sir. Keep listening to me and you're buying a house today. At 620,000 in Woolston. A lot of house here. I can see you partying in that conservatory, sir. I think you'll be very happy out there. Certainly you'll be warm. At $620,000. Even for 500. Once called then. At 620,000. Twice. Third, final time. We're on the market. I sell away at 620. Even for 500. Now's the moment. Am I selling here?
Oh yeah, I'll dabble. 620,500.
620,500. It sounds like you're doing more than dabbling. At 620,500. Sounds like you're overturning the cart. At 620,500. Very exciting. Christine, any further interest? At 620 the half, fought well. You've got good taste. At 620 the half, down here. Don't lose it for 500 is my suggestion. 21 at 621. Is it a time for another dabble? At 621, 000. Once called then. Twice. Third, final time at 621,000. I sell away here. All done, ma'am? Or is this the house for you? Is this yours? Otherwise, you're letting it go. It's going. 622. That's why I had to check in with you. And I'm going to put the hammer down because my hand's getting sore. At 622. Good property worth fighting for at 622. It's here now. Am I looking at my owner? I'd be going 25. I'd be going strong. The 500s aren't doing it. At 625 is my suggestion. 23. All right, ignore me. It still gets you in front. At 623. All out. Fortwell. At 623, you're welcome in my auction room at any day of the week with this attitude. I love it. At 623,000 with you, sir. Once. Last warning. Third final time. It's going. It's going. Sold. Congratulations. At 623,000. I believe you'll be very, very happy there. And we'll be back with you in a moment on Selwyn Street. Thank you so much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be up here for our next auction at 232B Selwyn Street in that wonderful suburb of Spraydon. Cindy Lee St Clair from our Mayorova office has been the owner's ambassador the last few weeks and has done an outstanding job of bringing this property to the market. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 526 square metres more or less, on record of title CB 1212587. Now, settlement date is set down for the 25th of June 2025, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Now, bidders and buyers, you are aware, as per clause 26, that this property is being sold on an as-is, where-is basis. Now, this is such a fantastic opportunity here to renovate this home or develop. The location is undergoing significant transformation, attracting young, savvy buyers, growing families and investors. Situated in that leafy, desirable suburb of Spraydon, close proximity to the city centre and Port Hills provides you with an attractive lifestyle, fantastic schools nearby as Summerfield and Cashmere. It just really underpins your value here. You may be looking at this home to renovate, or the bones are there, it's got a good floor plan, or you may wish to keep it as a rental and develop in the future. This RESDT land holds tremendous potential. Wonderful opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, here. I don't know when the next one will be, so I look for your opening bid at 232B Selwyn Street. Does someone want to get us underway? A little bit more than that. Is there 400,000? Somewhere nice and easy to start. If you don't bid, I will. All right, I'll get us underway on a vendor bid of 400. Who goes next at 400,000 with me? Stays with my owner at that. Looking for 425 perhaps. A good place to go. I'll call it away 3 times at 400. First call. Second call at 4. Great school zones, perfect one to develop. Great area here. Third call at 400. All right, I'm going to lift that to a vendor bid at $425,000. Now is your chance, ladies and gentlemen, to put up your hand if you are here to bid. Cindy does have conditional interest in this property and you will be competing against them. The auction room is the best place to buy. At $425 on a vendor bid. First. Second. $430. Was that Cindy? Cindy's buyer on the phone. Welcome to your buyer, Cindy, at $430. Just in the nick of time. At $430, is he $450 perhaps? At $430, first call. Second call. Only one bidder, third and final time. Right, Cindy, I'm not going to vendor bid against you. You are our highest bidder, your buyer on the phone. What I'm going to do is pause the auction and we'll try and get you there. Ensure you're in, because I'm going to pause the auction. It might not come back out again, as you know, as clause 2.6. All right. Another five. There we are, 435. The hammer's back up at 435. 450, Cindy, would be a good place to go. At 435 with Anshul's buyer. First call. 440, just the five as well. 440, another five for you. 445 now. 450 is it? At 445, first call. Renovate this home, the bones are there. Great one to renovate. Pardon, it's bids with you, Anshul. At 445, first call. Second time at 445, Cindy, another five. Take us to 450. Third and final call at 445. Bids with Anshul, it's against you, Cindy. Need a decision, otherwise I'll pause and talk to Anshul. Another five. All right, couple more seconds. Anyone over here? Lynn, this will be a great rental property, wouldn't it? It is currently rented actually at the moment. It's a great rental. You don't have any problems renting in Spraydon, do you? Good families live in there. All right, Cindy, I'm run out of time. I'm going to have to pause the auction. Anshul, you're my highest bidder, not at a level I can sell, but we'll pause the auction and try and get you there. The auction is still open and live. Paused at 445. Back with you shortly.
Atamarie, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I take you to our next property in the catalogue. That is 47 Hochschilds Road in Taitapu. Brought to the market by Ash and Spencer Sutherland Todd. Good luck to you today. Good luck to our owners on the phone. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 7,413 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Ash and Spencer have provided to you throughout the campaign. Now, settlement is proposed for Friday the 2nd of May 2025 or any other date mutually agreed in writing already with our owner. The list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I do note that irrigation system will be passed to you in an as-is, whereas condition. And I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 and 24 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis. Now, the property itself in Gibraltar View, a wonderful little area of Taitapu tucked out of the way. I love a private driveway with secure gates on it. That is a wonderful start to a property. And of course, I'm a bit of a convert living in a lifestyle property myself. So I look here and I just think of all the things that you have ahead of you in your future, whether that be homesteading, whether that be veggie beds, having some chickens, or a useless alpaca. That is entirely up to you. You've got the space, or you can just have the space, no animals, and just enjoy not having neighbours directly over the fence. Of course, you've got that wonderful shed there that got my man blood pumping with all the things I could store in that. I thought I could have multiple tractors, I could restore cars, I could have to get some skills that I currently don't have to have those things. But the idea here is that what I'm offering is potential and opportunity. You can create your dreams here. So, who has a dream that they want to fulfill today? Do you want to do it in Taitapu? I look for an opening bid or offer. Who wants to get us started? 680. Very good morning to you, sir. Good luck to you today at 680. Lovely place to start. 20,000 is my suggestion from here to move to 700. At 680,000. First call then at 680. May just be the two of us, sir. Second. 700, heard it. Oh, hello, team. At 700, welcome into you today at 700,000. Sir, I come back to you. Is it 720? That would be my suggestion. 710, I'll work with you in 10 at 710,000. And team, is there a response, a reply? At 710 here. 720 is my suggestion. Or you can ignore me and be bold. It's the way to buy property. 715. 715 here. Sir, do you match fire with fire and go 720? 720. Absolutely, without hesitation too. I reckon there's a good dream in your head then about what you might do with this. At 720,000. 25 is the obvious suggestion. At 725 on the nod. Very good. Sir, 730 obviously beckons. At 725 here. 730, absolutely. At 730,000 in Taitapu. I can recommend this place personally. I used to live in Motukarara down the road, and I enviously drove through Taitapu and carried on because I couldn't afford to be there. So I'm very jealous of whoever ends up here. At 730, is it 35? On the nod there at 735. Over here, sir. 740 is the obvious next step. At 735,000. First call at $735,000. 738, absolutely, sir, at 738. 750 beckons. I think that would be a strong move. Or we can keep moving. 740, absolutely. At 740, 000. Considered buying here today in Taitapu at 740. 7415. 745 is my suggestion. 742. Ignore me, but I'll just keep counting. At 742. 745, once again, my suggestion, but please feel free to just enumerate your number out loud. At 742 over here. 425. 742,500. And you'll let it go at that point. You've got good taste. It's a wonderful area at 742,500. Sir, not at a level I can sell to you, but we'll certainly have a conversation to see if we can get a sold sticker for you. At 742,500, first call. Second, third, final opportunity. Otherwise, I pause with this gentleman. Wonderful, sir. The auction's open and live, but let's find a room. Let's have a conversation and see if we can get you a property today at 742,500,000. And we will be back with you on Tunbridge Street in a moment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next auction, which is number 31 Tonbridge Street in that wonderful suburb of Maryvale. Matt Dawson from our Maryvale office has been in charge of bringing this property to the market and has done a superb job. Very warm welcome to our owners. I must commend you on how beautifully presented you had your home to take to the market. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a freehold parcel, 136 square metres, more or less, on certificate of title 1124,853. Now, settlement date is set down for the 1st of July 2025 unless you're working to an alternative date, and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Well, one of a kind was what you used in your heading, Matt, and this really is one of a kind. I haven't seen one like this. It just oozes style and sophistication, a truly innovative design with exceptional craftsmanship. The living is expansive. The living area is expansive and it all flows so nicely. The quality inside is just exceptional. The European wooden floors, the stylish kitchen, everywhere I looked was just so impressive. Entertaining will be a dream here. Got all those doors opening out to that private courtyard, or in the cooler months, sit beside that nice wood burner in the living area. This home has just been precisely designed to utilise every inch of the home. The study nook, the laundry, the storage space. I just love all the angles used in the ceiling upstairs in the bedrooms, letting all that natural sunlight come in, and you've got that luxurious bathroom with all those quality finishes. The current owners have just loved this location. Hagley Park's right at your doorstep. You've got the Victoria Street shops, the Maryvale Mall, the CBD. You're surrounded by Christchurch's finest schools and you're zoned for Christchurch girls and boys and heat, and it really underpins your value here. I think living here will be quite stress-free. I think the hardest decision that you'll have to make in the weekends is what restaurant you'll have breakfast or dinner at. It's just a stress-free lifestyle, low maintenance. Well, you've all seen the property, ladies and gentlemen, and you've seen how exceptional this is. So look for your opening bid at 31 Tonbridge Street. Does someone want to start me away? Silent auction, is it? Is it 850,000? Somewhere nice and easy to start at 850. Everyone should be putting their hands up at this stage. At 850, if you don't take it, I will. I'll take the baton. At 850 then on a vendor bid, I'll get us underway. Who goes next? Who can I hand that baton to? Is there 900 perhaps? Looking for 900 now. Walk to Hagley Park. Great lock up and leave here. It's low maintenance. It's been beautifully designed. First call at 850. Second call. Third call at 850. Well, I'm going to lift that to 9 on a vendor bid. Look, if this does get passed in, ladies and gentlemen, it will go to that wider market where conditional buyers can make an interest. I know Matt does have some conditional interest that will just fly out the door. So if you're here today thinking about it, do put up your hand at 900,000 on a vendor bid. First, second, third. All right, Matt, there don't appear to be any bids. I know you've got some conditional people to talk to. You absolutely sure? We can pause the auction and have a negotiation. I'll give you that 900 if you like. Absolutely sure. All right, look, Matt, I'm going to look to lift that bid one final time. This is my pass-in figure at $1 million. So there's the line in the sand. Anybody north of that level, give Matt Dawson a call. This is a wonderful property. You will be absolutely impressed. So the property is passed in at $1 million. And we'll be back with you shortly. Good luck to our owners. I'm sure you'll see a sold sticker on that sign shortly. Thank you.
Morena, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I take you now to 22 McHughes Road in Swannanoa, brought to the market by Zanny Paulson and Paul Nichols to my left here. Zanny, good luck to you, good luck to our owners and whoever's joining us on the phone. Hello. Now, this property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 5,648 square metres, more or less, and gosh, that sounds impressive, all contained and described on that record of title that Zanny has provided to you throughout the campaign. Now, settlement is suggested for 20 days after notice from the vendor solicitor, but no later than Thursday, the 10th of July 2025, or perhaps a date you've already agreed in writing with our owners. Now, that list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I do take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis today. Now, the property itself, what you have on offer. Now, one of the things I noticed was the size of the bedrooms. Big bedrooms, lots of space. Particularly, I think this is going to be invaluable with your introverted members of the family when they need to get away, they need to read on their own, be on their own. Wonderful breakaway spaces, but they are, of course, complemented for the extroverts by those lovely lounge spaces. The two living areas side by side are able to be separated, and of course, the huge deck out there, and I think that's where you're going to be living in your summer. Now, I am biased. I do live a block away, so I can speak to the location being superb. If you want to live in the country, I think this is a great option. You've got that perfect amount of space. You can have a few animals, a few gardens, or you can be quite low maintenance if you set it up right. And of course, you've got Greenacres stock feed just down the road, good friends of mine. And the key thing to living in the country is sometimes you're driving home from work and you've forgotten to cook dinner or get anything out, but just down the road, you've got the Mandeville shops, you've got 3 or 4 takeaways, you've got a supermarket open till 8, so you get all the convenience of living in the city, but living out in the country with space between you and your neighbours. This is a gorgeous 2020 build by VIP Design, so everything is taken care of for you. You can just move in and start landscaping, basically, whatever you want to be, whether that be wee paddocks, veggie beds, or just epic gardens. That really is up to you. But you don't need me to tell it. It's your dream that you're going to be pursuing here today. So I open for an opening bid or offer. Who gets us underway? Happy for you to take the lead here, if you wish. Is there an opening figure? I can suggest a price if needed, if that makes you more comfortable. In which case, I'll start on a vendor bid, then give you some comfort and reassurance at $1,050,000. $1,050,000. My suggestion from here is 1.1. 1.1 straight away. Zanny, wish your buyers luck there at 1.1 and say that they've got a good neighbour right around the corner. At 1.1, my suggestion from here is another 50,000. At 1.1, is there 1,150? Once, twice, thrice called. Well, look, Zanny, I'm going to do just one last bid on behalf of my owners at 1,150,000. My suggestion for them is 1.2. 1,150,000 with me to get yourselves into Swannanoa. 1.2, wonderful. 1.2. If I see no further bidding, we're going to pause and have a conversation. First, second, third time. Wonderful, Zanny. 1 horse race before we deal with the conditional market next week. So we'll pause at 1.2 and we'll see if we can get them a home today. The auction is open and live. If anybody changes their mind, please flag me over and we will be back with you shortly on Langdons Road in Papanui.
To the moon.
Well, let's move on to our next auction, ladies and gentlemen, at 1/172 Langdons Road in Papanui. Now, Clarence Monsanto and Matt Dawson from our Mayorova office has been in charge of bringing this property to the market and has done an absolutely outstanding job. Very warm welcome to our owner who's overseas. To the contract I take you, the property is more formally described as a cross-lease freehold parcel having a half share in 822 square metres, more or less. Certificate of title CB41B180. Now, settlement date is set down for the 30th of April 2025, unless you're working to a pre-arranged date, and the chattels remain the same as per the contract. Well, this is very impressive inside. It had that lovely smell of new carpet as you walk in. It's light and bright. It's been freshly renovated from top to bottom with lots of modern, sleek finishes. 3 bedrooms and that modern bathroom. Handy also having that bath to have a good soak in. The sun was pouring in when I was there into that kitchen living area. It all seamlessly flows through to that outside area, positioned perfectly for that sun right to the end of the day, which would be perfect for entertaining barbecues, and it's fully fenced, so nice and private. Such a great part of town here. You're close to Northlands and Northlink. I think it would be dangerous if I lived here because Kmart is just down the road, and I do love Kmart. You go in for one thing and you come out with a trolley full. Anyone else do that? Excellent school zones. You've got Papanui and Casebrook. This really underpins your value here. Now, all that hard work has been done. All you've got to do is just move in and enjoy. So look for your opening bid, ladies and gentlemen, 1/172 Langdons Road. Does someone want to start me away? Is there 420,000? Somewhere nice and easy to start. At 420. I'll get us underway then on a vendor bid. You're a quite shy lot today. At 420,000 on a vendor bid. Someone want to go to 450 perhaps? Great area here, close to the shops. It's all been renovated beautifully inside. Everything's brand spanking new. At 420,000. First, second, third call at 420. Well, Clarence, I know you've got some conditional people interested, looking at writing some offers up today. So we're going to look to pass this property in at 500,000. That's the pass-in figure. There is going to be a deadline on it at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So if you are interested, give Clarence a call, get pen to paper. This is a wonderful opportunity here. So deadline tomorrow, 12 p.m, and it has been passed in at 500,000. Anyone north of that level, get in touch with Clarence. We'll be back there shortly.
Kia ora and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. We're just having a few negotiations and sorting some paperwork. I take you back now in the order to 47 Housechilds Road, or as I say it, Hushchild, in Taitapu. We paused some time ago with our top bidder at 742,500, and I believe there's been an increase in the bid to 760,000. I look for my top bidder. On confirmation, sir, and Shah, I look to our owner that it's 760. We're on the market, and I sell away unless I see any further bidding at $760,000, even for 1,000. First call at 760. Second, third, final time, even for $500. Otherwise, I sell away here. Happy to say 47 Hushchilds Road is going, sold. Congratulations, sir. I believe you'll be very, very happy in Taitapu. I now take you back also to 22 McHughes Road in Swannanoa. We paused some time ago with a live bidder at 1.2 million. Zanny, they're on the phone. I believe there's been an increase to 1,270,000. Can I confirm? Thank you so much. And I look to our owners that at that level we are on the market and we're selling. On the nod there, wonderful, at $1,270,000. 22 McHughes Road is going, it's going, sold. Congratulations. I'm very excited to have some new neighbours just around the corner, and I'll be trying to sell them some chickens on their first day that they move in. Now, I take you along in our order. We will return to Selwyn Street shortly, but we jump now to 3 Kilburn Street in Bishopdale, brought to the market by Karina Gray and Ali Franks. To my left, good luck to you today. Good luck to our owners. Now, the property itself, formerly described as an estate in freehold, all contained and described on that record of title that Karina and Ali have been providing you in the paperwork over the last 3 weeks. Now, settlement is proposed for Wednesday, the 30th of April 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing with our owners. Now, the list of chattels, that remains unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 24 to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis. Now, this is a marvellous property. Bishopdale, a constantly popular suburb in Christchurch, and this is a wonderful, this is no exception. It's a wonderful family home, wonderful renovation updates throughout, lovely painted, it's lovingly painted, it's got new carpet, it is in good condition. That backyard, incredibly sized. I would be getting 5 dogs immediately upon moving in, or releasing your children out there. They are just going to be happy as. If you're a vegetable gardener, you're going to be very happy in there. And inside, you can just sit back and relax and enjoy it, because I believe all the important work's done. Karina, would you agree? Been very happy here. Beautiful sunny deck out the front to be relaxing in. I think I could see Karina there during the open homes, just out there in the sun, enjoying that last autumn sun before winter sets in. Now, opening offers, who wants to get stuck in and make this theirs? That is the question. 510. Jan, working with the buyers there at 510. Good luck to you this morning at 510. I'm going to suggest 40,000 from here to get to 550. At 510. First call in Bishopdale. 550. Oh, Jan, doing it yourself at 550. Wonderful. Good luck to you. Gosh, you're in good hands with an aggressive Jan Morley this morning. Wonderful at 550. At, my suggestion from here, another 25,000 at 575. First call at $550,000. Second. Third opportunity. Well, Jan, I'm just going to work on behalf of my owners at 575. My suggestion from here is 600. Give you time to consider. 575 with me on a vendor bid. My suggestion, 600,000. 595. You're getting me most of the way there, but just not willing to give me the 600. So I understand. Put me in my place. That's what my partner says at 595,000. First call. It may just be us, I think, Jan. Second. Third call at 595. All right, team. Well, let's pause. Let's find a room, let's have a conversation, see if we can get you a home today. The auction is open and live, but paused at $595,000. Good luck to you. I hope that we can be announcing a sold sticker shortly.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you have just joined us, welcome to the Holmwood auction rooms. Lovely to have you all here today. My name is Bridget Andrews and I'm one of the 3 auctioneers here this morning. Daniel Pengali is one of our other auctioneers that is here today, and Kyle Siebert, he is floating around. So on behalf of the company, a very warm welcome to the owners that we represent here this morning. We're absolutely delighted that you chose Holmwood and we wish you the very best outcome today. To the buyers and the bidders in the room, good luck today. Bid strong. Your consultants would have given you everything you need for today, including that LIM, title and contract from which we will work from today. Now, on the front page of the contract is the conduct of auction, the rules of the auction. I'm going to work on the assumption that this is a new experience for some of you. So follow me while I talk you through how we're going to work with you in the auction rooms today. Now, the owners have provided us with a confidential written reserve that will not be disclosed. Should that reserve be reached or breached, the highest bidder will be the purchaser. If bidding doesn't reach the reserve, don't panic, it's not the end of the auction. Our practice is to pause the auction and we'll take the highest bidder into one of these side rooms here. Now, if we don't meet a satisfactory conclusion, we'll pass the property in where it will get taken to that wider market where conditional buyers can make an offer. So your best opportunity is here in the auction rooms today. The auctioneers can nominate the sums by which your bids need to be raised. If the bid is not in the best interest of the seller, we can refuse such bids. If there is a disputed bid, we'll simply go back to the last undisputed bid and resume. Clause 2.6, now listen carefully, the owner may withdraw the property from auction before it is sold without declaring that reserve price. And that does include that situation when we pause the auction and we're in negotiations with the highest bidder. Sometimes in those negotiations, the seller will say to the auctioneer, can you please go out to the auction floor and announce that we have withdrawn the property from auction and we've sold it to the highest bidder outside the room. So if you're sitting here waiting with extra interest, wanting to put your hand up again, you will be disappointed and we don't want you to be disappointed. So please make sure we're working with your highest bid at all times. Now, you may hear the auctioneers use the term vendor bid. The owners have authorised the auctioneers and the auctioneers alone to bid on their behalf, should that be necessary. Now, if and when we make a vendor bid, you'll be in no doubt it's a vendor bid. This is saying we're not for sale at this level and we need to keep the auction going, and we do not place vendor bids anywhere near that reserve price, so that'll give you confidence in bidding against that vendor bid. If any of our Harcourts colleagues are bidding on behalf of someone, I will identify them to you. And finally, when that wonderful sound of that hammer falls and you're that lucky last bidder, we'll get you to sign the auction contract and arrange to pay the 10% deposit of the final purchase price and acknowledge that you've received a copy of the REA guide. Well, that's the formal part of today's proceedings. We're going to move into our 11 o'clock session. Are you ready, Dan? Well, we won't be far away, so we'll be back with you shortly with our first property in the 11 o'clock session. Thank you.
Kia ora and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience as I jump from negotiations. I'm happy to take you now to 20 Sheraton Place in Redwood, represented by Zenny Paulson and Paul Nichols. Zenny out there already getting on the phone to those involved. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 683 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Zanny and Paul have provided to you over the last month. Settlement is down for 20 working days after notice from the vendor's solicitor, but no later than Thursday, the 10th of July 2025, or any other date that's been mutually agreed in writing with you and our owners already. Now, the list of chattels, that remains unchanged. I do note that there is an extra 4 solar panels that are negotiable as well, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis today. But this property itself, I arrived here the other night with Zenny in the dark, and I was just pleasantly surprised when the doors opened. It was light, bright light just flooded out onto me on the driveway. I noticed the driveway itself actually seemed pretty modern and updated, which is always fulfills my practical heart, that I don't have to redo a driveway. And inside, the renovations are just wonderful. I'm always a fool for those wooden bench tops. I just fall in love and go a bit goggly-eyed at them. It brings out a bit of rustic charm, a bit of that French country living. They've got the exposed beams in there, and of course downstairs 3 good-sized bedrooms. But for me, the kicker really is that master suite upstairs. Good-sized bedroom, good-sized walk-in wardrobe, good-sized ensuite, and that extra office space. So I'd pretty much put a door in at the top of the stairs so my kids were locked downstairs, and I would just be happy as up there. I have been told by the owners, if you do have children, particularly boys and they're teenagers, that this is the dream house to have for male teenagers, because all of the St. Bede's boys across the field love this house because their friend, one of the kids that goes there, he just walks home for lunch. When he's had enough of schools, he just walks home across the field, and the students, I think the friends come with them, so it becomes quite the hub. And of course, the owners have put in the bifold doors out into the living area outside. So basically your view north is just park, which is pretty fantastic. And from talking with my owners, I know that there has been a lot of joy in the renovations, and living in this house is a bit sad to let it go. So I'll get things underway on your behalf, on behalf of my owners at 700,000. A very nice place to start, I think, in Redwood. My suggestion from here is 25,000. To get into the fray. Welcome in, ma'am, at 725, working with Jimmy Patterson, our licensed colleague there at 725. Good luck to you today, ma'am. You've got wonderful taste. So no matter what happens, you can leave knowing that. At 725,000, my suggestion from here is 750. Welcome in, team, working with Lydia O'Loughlin. We've got good colleagues here in the room at 750. Good luck to you, team. I could see you at that nice, beautiful wooden kitchen top cooking dinner together. Would be a fantastic property at 750. My suggestion from here is 775. Feel free to, is that on a nod? Don't even need to talk to Jimmy. You're all ready to go. At 775 and 800's my suggestion. Can I confirm? 800 there. 800,000. 825 beckons. At 825. Straight back the game of tennis at 850 without hesitation. We know what we're dealing with. Quality property at 850, 875, 875. Very good. What's Jimmy doing? He's just silent. At 875, 900 team. And on the nod at 900 all day long. And Lydia, equally, you're not talking to your clients, so I don't know why you're here at 900,000. 925 is my suggestion. This is the time you phone a friend, you talk to Jimmy at $900,000. 915, bidding on, I had 915 and 920 here. Not to be outdone. 925 straight back. And that's why you talk to Lydia, that strategy. And 930, 930 here. And 35. 35 at the back. Might need some instructions at 935. And 40. Thank you, Zanny. We're on the market at $940,000, and I sell away here if I see no further bidding. 425. Putting 2.5 on top at 9425. 945 is a suggestion. 950 would be bold. At 942,500. I'll be consulting your consultants here. Two on top at 944, the half. 940. 95. 45. Thank you. At 945. 945. Give you time to consider. At 945,000. First call. At 945,000, this gorgeous 4-bedroom home in Redwood. You've been through the open homes. You've been looking at countless other properties for weeks. You're probably sick of Lydia and Jimmy by now. 950. That's the way to do it, at 950. You could have just changed your life, ma'am, at 950. 950,000 here up the front. Determined to be in Redwood. And I'll tell you, as soon as I left the property, I went out and I was on the motorway and I was home within 15 minutes. Fantastic location. And I do love the new pack and save, also in the other direction. Very useful on my drive home. Won't have to worry about forgetting dinner ever again, because it'll be right there at $950,000. Once called. Twice. 951. Not to be outdone. But you've said that to me before, ma'am, so I need to give you time to make sure that you have thought about it. At 951, at the back, at 951,000. Happy to take $500. Think of that, it'll just be that's pretty much the equivalent of a dinner out with Jimmy at $500. At 951. Once called, I'll give you 3 opportunities. Second, third, final call at 951,000. Are you letting it go, ma'am? This is the time. You fought well, you've got great taste, as I said. At 951,000, it's going, sold, congratulations. Wonderful property. Keep working with Jimmy, he'll find you something soon, ma'am, at $951,000. Congratulations to our owners, and I wish you all the best on your adventures ahead. Atamarie, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. I take you now to 9 Kenmure Drive in Huntsbury, brought to the market by Michael Fisher. To my left here, Michael, good luck to you. Good luck to our owners with the campaign. This property itself, formally described as an estate in freehold, comprised of 734 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Michael has made available to you over the last 3 weeks. Settlement is proposed for Friday, the 30th of May, 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing with our owners. The list of chattels, that remains unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 23 through to 25. You bid, you buy on that basis today. Now, there's not many times when I can talk to owners saying we had a house here previously, we got to live in it, we got to try it out, and then we had our thoughts on what could fix it, and then we knock it down and we build it all again with all of those improvements in mind. And I think 2 of the things that my owners mentioned is, and I walked past it as I went in, that they said, actually, we put that coffee nook in once we rebuilt it, because that's where we sort of wanted the coffee pot and the teapot. And I thought, actually, that's exactly where it needs to be. And then my next thing, just as I was turning to look out at the view, to take in all the light flooding into the house, they said, well, the other thing we did was we put in a whole lot more windows, because why wouldn't you when you're on Huntsbury Hill? And I think the improvements here have been wonderful. There's a lot of house on offer. It starts at the driveway for me. You've just got a plethora of parking options, and as soon as I looked at to the right of the house, I thought, well, that's where I'd put a boat. And the owners told me for years they've spent many years and summers away in the camper van with family, and of course that spot is prime position for whatever you need it to be. Inside you've got those gorgeous sized bedrooms, and of course outside the house you've got an award-winning garden, and of course there's I think there's a tap in there from a historic water supply for Christchurch, and for me the garden standing there, you get the perfect position, and you can sort of see out west, right out to the Alps, right across the Canterbury Plains. Now I know that the word demure is quite popular at the moment. People talk about it online, but I think you don't want to be quiet and reserved and be demure. I think you want to be Kenmure, you want to be bold, and you want to be eye-catching, preferably with schist facing. So I'll get this underway on your behalf, on behalf of my owners, at $1,250,000. At 1.250000. My suggestion from here, $50,000 to get yourself into Huntsbury, gorgeous part of town. I found the drive up the hill incredibly relaxing, and when I arrived at the property I just got to get out of my car and just take in Christchurch at my feet. At 1.250, first call. Second, third time, well, I'll happily move on behalf of my owners at 1.3. I chased down 1.350. Worth it all day long in this location. I haven't even mentioned the veggie gardens out the back, perfectly at perfect knee height, no bending over. Very productive even at this time of year. At 1.3, first, second, third, final time. Well, look, Mike, I'll do one more vendor bid on behalf of my owners at $1,350,000. And if I see no further bidding, I'll pass back into Michael's hands to deal with the conditional market. Right, I'm sorry that it's not today, team, but I know that there is interest waiting, and I know that there's been a few anxious neighbours waiting to see who's going to be joining them on the block. So, Michael, pass back into your hands at $1,350,000. If you've got interest above this level, get in touch with Michael. I believe open homes will be restarting next week, but I think if you were smart, you'd be getting in and ringing Michael this afternoon to get in there as quickly as possible. Good luck to you, Michael. Good luck to our owners, and I will be keeping abreast of your next adventure, and I hope it's in the next few weeks. Good luck to you, and we'll be back with you shortly on Donald Place in St Albans. Well, good morning to you again. I'm going to jump forward in the program to number 1 at 270 Graham's Road in Bishopdale. We will return shortly on Donald Place, so don't worry about that. Now, this property has been brought to market by the veteran agent Roger Hales. Good luck to you, Roger. Good luck to our owner on the phone here this morning. Now, the property itself, formally described as an estate in cross lease on a half share of 1,072 square metres, more or less, all contained and described on that record of title that Roger has made available. And that settlement date that is up for discussion between you and our owners. Now, the list of chattels, that remains unchanged, and I do take it that you have read and understood clauses 23 through to 26 of the contract. You bid, you buy on that basis here this morning. Now, once again, I was happy to represent another property in Bishopdale this morning. As I said then, and I say it again now, a ever popular suburb, Bishopdale, and this is a wonderful family home. A delightful surprise, Roger, to find 4 good-sized bedrooms in there, and that master suite having the addition of the ensuite in there, giving you those 2 bathrooms. A wonderful surprise, and not only this house over-delivers on bedrooms, it over-delivers on deck space, with not only the entrance deck, you've got a deck off the master, and you've got a rear deck, so no matter what time of day it is, you can be outside and enjoying, whether you need shade or evening sunshine, morning sunshine, you have it here. You've got the modern bathroom and you've got the double garaging out front that's fully fenced section for the kids, the dogs. I think this ticks all of the boxes in Bishopdale. So look, let's get things underway on a vendor bid at $640,000. From here, my suggestion, $20,000 at $640,000. Get yourself a property in the Burnside High Zone, thinking about your children, and if it's not for you, then thinking about your tenants and their kids' futures at 640 once, twice called, third time. Look, happy to move, Roger, on behalf of our vendors at 660, and I chase down another 20,000 from there at 660,000. Once the call, twice the opportunity, third final warning. Look, this surprises me, Roger. This is wonderful real estate on Graham's Road. So I'll do one final vendor bid at $680,000. All right, Roger, I'm going to pass back into your hands. Let's work with the conditional market next. Let's start the next stage of the campaign. If you've got interest above that level at 680, I would be ringing Roger this afternoon. I know he'll be ringing all the people through to update them about being passed in and that it's still available. Good luck to you, Roger. Good luck to our owners, and I hope to see busy open homes in the near future. And thank you so much for choosing to work alongside Roger, and we'll be back on Donald Place with you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, I take you back in the order now for an update. I take you back to 3 Kilburn Street in Bishopdale, represented by Karina Gray and Ali Franks. We paused some time ago on a live bid of $595,000. Jan, I looked to your clients. I believe that there's been an increase to $637,000. Can I confirm on the thumbs up? Wonderful. And Karina, I look to our owners that at 637, we're on the market and we're selling. On the nod there, very good. I scan the room then for any further bids, even for $1,000. Otherwise, I sell away on Kilburn Street in Bishopdale. Once, called, twice, third, final time. Well, ladies, I'm happy to say you're the new owners of 3 Kilburn Street because it's going, sold. Congratulations. Well done to Karina and Ali for another wonderful campaign, and we'll be back with you on Donald Place shortly. Kia ora and good morning. Thank you so much for your patience as we work through all of the sales this morning. We've jumped now to 10 Donald Place in Maryvale, represented by Karina Gray and Ellie Franks. Good luck to you, ladies. Good luck to our owner here today. Now, the property itself, formerly described as an estate in freehold, formerly described as 473 square metres, limited as to parcels. All of the information has been provided to you on that record of title that Karina and Ali have provided throughout the campaign. Settlement is proposed for Thursday, the 22nd of May 2025, or any other date mutually agreed in writing with our owners already. And that list of chattels remains unchanged, and I take it that you have read and understood further terms 24 through to 27. I will note 26, clause 26, the property is being sold in an as-is, whereas condition, and clause 24, limited as to parcels, just noting there that we can't confirm the actual size of the section and that you should be doing your own due diligence, but I'm sure you're all over that. The property itself, now this is a gorgeous 3-bedroom colonial workers' cottage, and it has a lot of charm ready to be pulled out of it. For me, you've got 2 options really. Do you come in, well, 3 options. You can move in and live in it as it is. You could come and renovate it and restore it to its colonial charm, or perhaps you're knocking it down and you're starting again with whatever you want to do with the land. The key thing here, of course, is that word Maryvale. We're in the heart of one of the city's most popular suburbs, and of course I have just found out, even though I visited it yesterday, I missed one of the key things, a highly productive lemon tree at the rear of the garden that is not to be underestimated, as I've killed 8 of them in the last 2 years. So the fact that you've got an established one here is hugely important. So, without further ado, let's jump into the bidding. I look for an opening bid or offer. Who wants to jump into the fray? Put their stamp on it. Happy to suggest a price if needed, but happy for you to jump in and lead the way, Mark, talking to your client on the phone. Well, look, I'll get things started at 550,000 then. 550,000 opening bid on behalf of my owners. My suggestion, 525, cutting me down, putting me in my place. All right, at 525, Mark, I withdraw my vendor bid at 525. At 525, is there another 25,000? First, second, third call. Karina, my feeling here is we pause. Yep, wonderful. Mark, with your client, we'll pause. See no further bidding at 525,000. The auction is open and live. Let's find a space, Mark. Let's see if we can get you a sold sticker on the front for your client. Pause there, and we'll be back with you shortly with updates.
Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I take you back to 232B Selwyn Street. We left the lectern on a live bid of $445,000. We've had some negotiations. There has been an increase in that bid to $500,000. Look, we're not quite at a level that we can sell, so we're going to be passing that property in at $500,000. So I'll give you an update on 232A Selwyn Street. This property, my owner's instructions are to withdraw this property from auction. So if you are interested in number 232A or 232B, give Cindy Lee St Clair a call. These properties do have some conditional interest, will be sold soon. So get in touch with Cindy. Great opportunity there. Right, we'll be back with you shortly. Thank you.
Kia ora and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your patience. I take you back now to number 10 Donald Place in Maryvale. We paused some time ago on a live bid of $525,000. We've had some robust discussions. Unfortunately, we didn't reach agreement, so I bring the property back into the room for further bidding at $525,000. I look for a further $20,000 on the rise from there. Who takes me to $550,000? Perhaps this lady over here at $525,000. Once, twice, third, final time. Well, look, I pass the property back into Karina and Ellie's hands. If you've got interest above that level, please get in touch. A wonderful opportunity, whether it's renovating or developing here in Maryvale, a wonderful location. Good luck to you, Karina. Good luck to you, Ellie, with the campaign. Now, that wraps us up for the day. Fantastic catalogue of properties. A few still available for your purchasing perusal, and I know that a couple of them are going into multi-offers this afternoon. Please join us next week on the 23rd of April when we bring further properties to market for you to consider. Have a wonderful Easter weekend ahead. I hope you have a wonderful time off and enjoy lots and lots of Easter eggs. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Thank you, Dan.